Welcome BTGers to another Ring Tools episode. As you can see, I'm at work, but I'm stepping over the threshold. And behind me is an E46 M3 CSL and two what can be best described as petrolhead monkeys. Heizer apes. What is it?
It's silly now, mate.
Welcome, Eric and Joe. Is it Joey or Joe or Joseph?
Joey.
Joey.
Together in life.
Hi guys, what's up?
Is it possible to point a camera at Joey without shit going wrong? Okay, I don't know. Let's talk about the car that you've brought here, which is like some sort of weird joint shared custody child here.
So Eric and I met, I guess, 10 years ago in Ringhouse.
Yeah.
Very close to here. Ringhouse, check it out.
I have to go inside. Well, this is a lot to process. Yeah.
Oh, the
We had some
Bumblebee.
other cars separately, but now Eric's bought this.
Okay, right.
But we share this. We also have another car we share, which is my car, which
Yeah.
is a 996 GT3 Cup, a Carrera Cup.
And that's the car that you tell me about, Le Mans Classic, and going down the straight and having like old weird like LM cars coming past you at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, so
That was epic.
you know, you're in you're on what English people call, it's not
Yeah.
a real name, the Mulsanne Straight, and your McLaren F1 GTR, the Japanese Lark car on one side that you haven't even seen in your mirrors,
Yeah.
because the mirrors basically don't work on a race car anyway, and on the other side an LMP2 Dallara. They're fighting for position, even though it's actually just still the testing phase, and you're fighting to stay alive.
To stay alive.
To be honest.
So this is not the 996 Cup car. This is the Tourist Far ring tool. This is the very definition of a ring tool, right? Because this car you guys have built to go around the track, in tourist driving, road legal, have fun, and it's still something a little bit different to the normal here because it is a real CSL.
Yeah.
It's a real CSL, and you've took the back seats out, and you've took out the carpets, and
Yeah.
got the Vicious roll cage in there. I can see. Suspension is not standard CSL suspension either.
It's Orleans.
Orleans.
Yeah.
Orleans.
Orleans,
Orleans.
Orleans, Orleans.
Cut. AP racing brakes
Front and
and
rear.
right. Engine's completely stock. Yeah.
Front and rear. Front to stop the front wheels and rear to stop the back wheels.
Really? Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
The engine is completely stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the car lives with you, Eric.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I take care of it.
And he comes in on weekends, abuses it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You polish it again.
Right. And it just goes on and on.
That's it.
And neither of you are like new to the Nürburgring because Eric, you've been racing here for years.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I came here since 2002, I think.
Wow.
My very first lap.
So you're
here.
coming up to a 20-year anniversary of Nürburgring.
Yeah.
So if you stop this year, you'll just miss that 20-year thing. Have you thought about that? Just stopping this year and just stopping on 19 years? No.
No, never thought about it.
No, okay.
No.
He only likes his chicks to be 19 years old.
No comment.
No
All right.
comment.
No comment.
No, I
Cool.
don't disagree.
So you guys have very kindly offered that I can go and set a new lap record for grey E46 E46 M3 CSLs on a Monday night, driven by a guy in a blue
Well,
t-shirt.
it's TF later, so provided it's a championship qualifying TF session.
This is actually double championship points tonight because the sky is blue.
We're very
It
excited.
means everybody has to push extra hard.
Right, so we'll be polishing the pineapple for you as you arrive.
Polishing the pineapple. He's going to be polishing the pineapple as I arrive. Can't wait for that. That's a mental image, isn't it? Right, brilliant, cool. So I think we'll do the rest of the explaining on track, shall we? Who's going in the back then?
Oh no, I go in the boot.
You go in the boot. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Got the key? Yeah. Keys in it.
Okay, and that one. Brake.
Small amount of ignition to start with. Should knock it to zero.
Yay! I actually completely forgot about where you have to put the position on the SMG thing. And we have a sport mode.
Yeah, sport
So-
and M-Track minimum, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
So M-Track is the button on the right of the steering wheel.
Mate, it's got hydraulic power steering.
It does, yeah.
That's weird that when I get into a car now and I feel hydraulic power steering, that I go, oh wow.
It's a privilege, absolutely.
So I do have history and form with CSLs, but it's a long time since I've driven one. It's actually, I think it's over 10 years since I drove a CSL.
Right now, there isn't well, I checked a few weeks ago. Eric bought this when they were kind of 22,000 pounds, not euros.
Yeah.
In the UK, but they'd already started getting expensive in Germany. That's the point, really. It's the right tool for the right job, really.
Yeah.
And you know, we're kind of firmly of the opinion, jokes aside, TF is not a race.
Yeah.
And you know, you get your race license and you go with the big boys and girls.
Yeah.
If you want to race, you don't. You know, once you're chasing seconds and tenths on a public day with teenagers who are doing, you know, fulfilling their dream.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you want your head examining. You know, and
Well, I have to say, Joey, before we even start, I'm really honoured to be allowed to drive your car. I'm really excited to be driving a real CSL, and not only that, it's a real CSL that has been messed with. It's got O-lins, it's got APs, it's got the 18s, it's got the square setup.
That's it.
We got the semi-slicks. Okay. Whoa, that noise! Woo. Oh, that is just a fantastic sound. I did a bit of an early brake there. Okay, apparently I'm not even tickling this car yet.
Well, it's a 750 lap stock, full lap, so not boosting entry. So there's some speed lurking in there, Dale.
I remember the very first VLN race that I went to watch, and they were racing these in class V6.
Wow.
And this was the winning car back then. Is very, very easy.
It's great, isn't it? Just the car's so approachable.
It doesn't feel hard, it doesn't feel soft, it just feels just right for these tyres on this hot day.
Yeah.
I'm barely warming up those APs.
Absolutely.
I'm not even sure I got them to operating temperature. Oh, second gear is very low.
Yeah.
I should have done that in third.
Some people change out the ratios.
Right.
The guy in the UK doing that to make it more exploitable.
It's quite a tall final drive, isn't it?
Yeah. excluding suspension, brakes and tyres, engine-wise, it's all about keeping it stock for us.
Yeah.
Because 360 horsepower at the ring is 360 horsepower.
I tell you, one of my first observations, having not driven an SMG for so many years, Joey, is that the upshift, I could almost convince myself that maybe I could do that better. But the downshift is so nice.
It's kind of like a sequential race box. It's not super sophisticated. It's a bit jerky, but it is fast.
Yeah.
You know, the engineers who put that in place, they had the briefing to get the lap time under 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we weren't going to take a risk and put a manual in. And that was the race technology at the time. That said, my brother and I do have an M3 CS with a manual, so
yeah,
you know, I'm not fully decided.
Engine sounds amazing. Sounds so nice.
That resonating carbon box is just fantastic.
It's got a kind of buzzsaw quality to it.
It does. It's really that timbre is just mega.
Actually, do you know what? Everything over 4,500 is butter.
Yeah.
I'm just grinning away like an idiot as I'm driving here. When you think about it, when the CSL came out, there wasn't very many track specials, was there?
If you compare it to the market now, when everything gets the badge after it, options of ceramic brakes, you know, and crazy horsepower, as well as some weight reduction. You know, standard M cars now have carbon roofs.
Yeah. And they did a big job on this, because if I remember rightly, they took out over 100 kilos from the standard M3, and that was only on a 1.4, 1.5 ton car.
If they had more budget, they even would have done full carbon dash apparently. But BMW are one of these manufacturers who will, they're not going to do a special edition and swallow the cost themselves.
No. Do we have permission for takeoff?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Got your orders, son.
That's the easy jump though.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
The marshal giving us a little bit of a dust cloud there.
He got a bit starstruck.
He did. He saw a CSL and he was
Saw
looking
the
in his
Bavarian
mirrors.
muscle and he got all intimidated in case it kicked some sand in his face.
He was looking in his mirror and he was looking at that little air intake at the bottom left and he's saying, now, is that an eBay bumper or is that a real CSL? Well, that's an honour and a privilege, sir.
Well,
thank you very much.
I think it's mutual.
That's so cool. Water temp's just climbing a little bit
Yeah.
near the end there. As soon as I backed off, it's immediately gone back down.
Absolutely. And I'm not such you know, Eric and I, we like a bit of aircon as well, which doesn't assist it. You know, I mean, we could have the heating on full blast to assist cooling, but
Yeah, that's for animals. That's not for civilized gentlemen.
Absolutely.
That's the monkey inside you that can cope with that, but I can't cope with that.
No, not for me.
Well, there we go. A CSL. And how old is a CSL now? 17 years?
Yeah, I guess 2000, about 6 months they were produced for, and I think 2004, no doubt the internet will correct me if I'm wrong, about 1,400 cars, 422 UK.
I don't want to sound like an old man, but does that make you feel old as well?
Do you know what? I didn't know about the car as much. It was from Eric.
Yeah.
Who kind of pointed us the way of it, because I'm really.
So you didn't catch it the first time round then?
Not really. Predominantly Team Porsche, really. It's the kind of thing Chris Harris might have written about in Jalopnik back in the day and got into a bit of trouble. What do you need?
I'm looking for a wing mirror adjust.
We're having a funny moment now, aren't we?
I'm like, I'm sure it's got adjustable wing mirrors. Oh, there it is.
It's in a different position, I think, from a standard M3 E46.
Yes.
So
I was looking for it over here.
That's your excuse, Dales.
To be fair, it's a long time since I've driven an E46 of any description.
That's another excuse. Well,
That's another mate, have you not seen my book of racing excuses? It's volumized. It's taking up the upstairs office.
I'm looking very good.
3 shelves.
Do they put the rest in storage?
Yeah, they're actually archived on the internet. 72% of the internet by volume is my racing excuses
They're
book.
probably more interesting than some of your earlier videos.
What? Finn. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Right,
Awesome.
that's in neutral. Now I turn the key off
Yeah.
and it flashes.
And then put in one so
And
that
then
it
put
rolls and we don't have to put the handbrake on.
There you go, that's it.
So that it's in gear. Did you get good footage? Do you think that would be
Yeah,
good?
yeah.
Great. Really pleased.
That was cool.
Well, we were. Let me do tyre pressures immediately. Yeah, they're up again.